Years before Sean Diddy Combs found himself at the center of a shocking legal storm, his reputation had been scrutinized by those who had worked closely with him. Among the most vocal critics was Aubrey O'Day, a former protege of the music mogul and a member of the girl group Danity Kane, which gained fame through Diddy's MTV reality show, Making the Band. O'Day had publicly alluded to the rapper's allegedly abusive behavior long before formal accusations were made, suggesting that his problematic actions were not new to those who knew him. In one of her past interviews, O'Day openly discussed her contentious relationship with her former boss. "Diddy plays one of the dirtiest games there is around," O'Day candidly told Cosmopolitan. Her statement came after years of being under his management, during which she and her bandmates experienced the highs and lows of fame under his direction. In particular, O'Day's journey with Danity Kane and her interactions with Diddy were far from smooth, as she was ultimately fired from the group during a dramatic finale of Making the Band's 4th season. More recently, following Diddy's arrest on multiple serious charges including sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution, O'Day once again spoke out. This time, her words were more pointed and impassioned. On social media platform X, formerly Twitter, O'Day expressed her thoughts about Diddy's legal troubles, reflecting on her own experiences while also recognizing the gravity of the new allegations that had emerged. Diddy's behavior could have been stopped, O'Day wrote in one of her posts dated October 1st, shortly after news of his arrest broke. But his arrest is a win for all women. O'Day did not mince words as she condemned the music mogul, asserting that his abusive actions impacted countless lives, including women, men, and even minors who would be forever traumatized by their encounters with him. She added, "His behavior didn't have to reach me and many others," but pointed to the systemic issues within the entertainment industry that had allowed him to thrive unchecked for so long. According to O'Day, Diddy was not an isolated case. He was part of a broader, deeply entrenched culture of exploitation and abuse that permeated the industry. "He is a soulless human inside of a systemic problem within the entertainment industry that has been run by soulless people long before he even hit the scene," she wrote. O'Day emphasized that Diddy's charm and charisma had fooled many, allowing him to maintain a position of power and visibility, despite the warnings from those who had crossed paths with him. In her words, "A lot of people are responsible for keeping him in a place of power and visibility, and if that resonates with you, may you feel the same grieving that all of his victims won't ever be able to fully repair." O'Day's post continued to strike a chord as she called out those who had been complicit in Diddy's rise, urging them to acknowledge their roles in enabling his behavior before true change could occur. "You were complicit," she concluded, making it clear that accountability extended beyond Diddy himself. She also urged people to think twice before making light of the situation or joking about Diddy's downfall, as the impact of his alleged crimes had irreparably damaged many lives. In the days following Diddy's arrest in New York, O'Day continued to speak out, expressing her relief that justice seemed to be on the horizon. "The purpose of justice is to provide an ending and allow us the space to create a new chapter," she wrote. "Women never get this. I feel validated. Today is a win for women all over the world, not just me. Things are finally changing." Her words reflected a deep sense of vindication, not just for herself, but for women everywhere who had endured similar abuses without the hope of justice. O'Day's tumultuous relationship with Diddy had been public knowledge for years. Their paths first crossed when she appeared on the 3rd season of Making the Band in 2005, a reality competition where aspiring artists vied for a spot in a new musical group. O'Day's talent and determination earned her a place in Danity Kane, a girl group formed by Diddy, but the road ahead was far from smooth. In 2008, just 3 years after the group's formation, Diddy fired O'Day in a very public and controversial manner during the season finale of Making the Band's 4th season. O'Day later revealed that her dismissal had little to do with her talent or professional conduct. In a revealing 2022 interview on the Call Her Daddy podcast, O'Day shared that she was let go not because of her abilities, but because she wasn't willing to do what was expected of her, not talent-wise, but in other areas. She described working with Diddy as torture not because of the work itself, but due to the psychological manipulation and mind games she endured. "There was a lot of betrayal. There was a lot of betrayal. There was a lot of lies," she recalled. O'Day also detailed how Diddy would demean her appearance, criticizing her for not being hot enough or lacking the right body shape. Diddy would be like, "You're not hot anymore. Like, what happened? You don't have any curves. I can't get people to think you're my good-looking person," she claimed. At the time, there was no Me Too movement, no public support for victims of workplace harassment, and those who signed contracts with Diddy were often bound by stringent non-disclosure agreements that silenced them. The recent allegations against Diddy, including a lawsuit filed by singer Cassie Ventura, have only added fuel to the fire. Cassie, who had a long and complicated relationship with the rapper, accused him of violent and abusive behavior that spanned over a decade. O'Day was quick to show her support for Cassie, posting on Instagram, "Been trying to tell why all for years." She praised Cassie's bravery in coming forward and hinted that her own experiences with Diddy aligned with those outlined in the lawsuit. Despite the public exposure of Diddy's alleged abuses, O'Day admitted that she didn't feel entirely vindicated by the recent developments. In an interview with People magazine earlier this year, she explained that there's no vindication when you're a victim of someone. While the truth may come to light, O'Day noted that it doesn't change the past or heal the trauma that victims have endured. "It's a forever thing that you have to wake up every day and choose to evolve past," she said. "The scars left by such abuse," she added, "are akin to childhood trauma, something that doesn't simply disappear but instead continues to affect a person well into adulthood." O'Day also addressed why she and the other members of Danity Kane seemed to tolerate Diddy's treatment for so long. Responding to a fan on X who asked why the group allowed themselves to be mistreated, O'Day explained that they weren't given choices and were not free-minded adults at the time. "We weren't given choices, my love," she wrote. "And I can only speak for Danity Kane, but none of us showed up for fame. We all kind of agreed that part of our job was annoying and trivial. We wanted to sing, to share our passion with the world." However, she made it clear that no one should ever have to be victimized in the pursuit of their dreams. As Diddy faces the possibility of spending a minimum of 15 years and potentially life in prison if convicted, his legal team remains adamant about his innocence. After being denied a $50 million bail, Diddy was immediately taken into custody, with his attorney, Mark Agnifilo, vowing to fight for his release. Agnifilo expressed confidence in his client, stating that Diddy planned to face the charges head-on, just as he had faced other challenges throughout his career. "His spirits are good. He's confident," Agnifilo told reporters. He emphasized that Diddy would plead not guilty and was prepared for a long legal battle. In the documentary Downfall of Diddy: The Indictment, which aired on TMZ, Agnifilo suggested that Diddy was eager to share his side of the story. "I don't know that I can keep him off the stand," Agnifilo said. "I think he is very eager to tell his story." As the legal proceedings unfold, many are watching to see how Diddy's case will develop and whether it will have broader implications for the music industry. O'Day and other former associates of Diddy hope that the exposure of his alleged crimes will mark a turning point, not just for his victims, but for an entire industry that has long been plagued by abuse and exploitation.